Good afternoon again. Another request, and what this request was to put a video together in relation to how I assess risk before I go into a trade. I'm hoping I wish that rooster would stop cock-a-doodle doing. How I would assess. I'm assuming it meant how do I assess risk before I enter a trade. If I picked it up wrong, kindly let me know. But the first part, which I explained to you in the masterclass, is making sure your lot size is not too big, and don't go over. So as the guide, which is in the masterclass that I sent to you, if your savings are 200, never go above 0.01. Once it gets to 400, then you go to 0.02. I can actually provide you one of these on how it increases at each time. But basically just doubling that. If it's double, you double that. If you've got 1,000, it's no more than 0.05. Never risk any more than that. And if you look at the pip value, if your account is, let's say the trade, you kind of think, oh, crikey, mate, it's a bad trade. I wish I hadn't placed that now. You're not losing a fortune. But then if it's a good trade and you're getting between 50, 100, 150 pips, then you're getting good returns. And yet again, if you're just placing a trade a day or a couple of trades a day, then all of the small returns builds up. So that's my first assessment, is making sure I never put too high a lot size into the trade. And I'm very strict on that. The next thing is it's assessing what trade I'm going to do. So what I've done, just for a change, I thought I'll look at GBP, JPY. So starting on the monthly chart, it rejected the 50 last month. And because it rejected the 50, it came down to the 20. What I've done is I've already drawn a trend line in. That's just been done a couple of minutes ago. There's a long time to go this month, so anything can happen that time. It may touch the 8, then go back up. It may go through the 8 and hit another kind of trend line, or it may go back up. So because you kind of see what the trade's going to be, but you knew from that rejection there was a likelihood it would go down, then you need to start looking obviously at the weekly chart. And the weekly chart, it's closed below the 8. It tried to go through the 8. It went back up. It rejected the 200, the 150, came back down. And now you're looking at it's closed below the 8 on the weekly chart. That, as a rule of thumb, suggests it should go down to the next level of 50. I know it did not on the gold, and that was on a 4-hour chart. We're looking at a weekly chart, which is generally a stronger indicator. So I would expect that at some point that should go down further. If it doesn't aim for the 50, could there be another strong trend line? That's where I drew this one in. And as you can see, there's one touch, virtually two touches, where it is a support, then it becomes a resistance, goes down, comes up. You can see there's virtually like almost another touch there just before it, then it goes up. So I would think if the price coming down is going to reject anyway, it's probably going to be on this trend line going down the 50. So then you'd look at how many pips is that. Where you're getting the almost 100 pip trading. When you look at the divergence, you can see it peaked here. The price carried on going up and it was going down. So the price went up, but you can see there's I'll put a trend line there as well. So that's looking attractive on a weekly chart for me to maybe put in a short. So on the short, we need to now look at the daily chart. So this is how I'm assessing risk. It's okay, I'm looking at each chart, and what is each chart telling me? Is it telling me, yes, it's going to be a short? Is it contradictions, where one chart says it's going to go up, another chart says it's going to go down? What's it telling me? When you look in the daily chart, again, it's closed below the 50. Hasn't even tested it. It's went through, came back up, but still closed below the 50. So my feelings are there. You've got the weekly chart. It's closed below the 8. You've got the daily chart, and the both strong charts. It's closed below the 50. It's actually not too far away from the Bollinger Band. So I would think there's a good chance there. It may go up a little bit, then it'll come back down, spike the Bollinger Band, and maybe rebound off this trend line. If it closes below the trend line, then you're looking at it's going to go down to 200. So that's the daily chart. Let's look on the 12-hour chart. Again, it's closed below the 50. There's a bit of a dojo there, not sure what to do, but it has not touched the Bollinger Band. So the more I'm looking at this, the more I think there's a short trade there, and that's how I'm assessing the risk. I'm thinking, yes, it may go up initially first, because generally it'll always go the opposite direction. But the fact that you've had this big, right the way through, jump up. If you see this candle here, jumped up. So really, you would have thought the price should have began from here, and it didn't. Price jumped up straight through the Bollinger Band, rejected, came all the way back down. The 100 became a support, so you can see there, a couple of touches there. Went back up again, but has not spiked through the Bollinger Band. It came back down again. So I would think it needs to spike through the Bollinger Band, maybe even touches trend line before it go back up. You can see that's quite a strong, quite a strong commodity channel index pointing below the -100 without any divergence, no divergence. So I would say that's still looking likely it's going to go down. 4-hour chart. Now the 4-hour chart, we've seen it before. It can go sideways quite a bit, and eventually the 8 would come down, but instead of going above the 8, it starts to go back down again. So you've got like just a slight divergence there, but we know that anything can happen, and the 4-hour chart is not as strong as a 12-hour, a 1-day, or a week chart. So yes, there's an air of caution there. So what might happen, it may go up slightly, touch the 8th, and come back down. This is why when you look on a weekly chart, it may go up again before it comes back down. Or the daily may go up again before it comes back down. And then just last one on the hour chart, it's going sideways quite a bit. The likelihood is what it could do is go through the 20 and rebound off the Bollinger Band and come back down. You can see it's going through the 0 here on the hour chart. Out of curiosity. So I'm starting to feel this is similar to my other videos. But technically, this is how I assess the risk I'm going to take. So looking at this, then I will be looking to possibly do a short. But then I just want to reassure myself, is it going to be a good trade? So on the hour chart, if I go back to the weekly, where would that look on the weekly chart? So yeah, it could maybe come back up here. Come back up here, then come back down and eventually touch the trend line. But basically that's how I'm assessing risk. I know I keep telling you I don't use the stop losses, and yeah, I don't, because generally what I generally find happens. So I'm looking at there and I'm telling you that I feel as though it's going to go down. But then when you place a trade tomorrow, it may go up first. But I would think by a day or two, it touches here. Within a day or two, it will generally touch there. So looking at that, I would feel pretty confident. Whether it's going to be a quick trade, then possibly not. The reason being, if you saw a candle like this one, you know that is going to be quick trade. As soon as you see that candle, you would get excited. And you know, as soon as you go into the market, that's going to go up. So you would go up, you would place a long on this. And you can see if you took it up to the 8, you would have made 300 and something pips. So they're ones to get excited about because you know what's going to happen. As soon as you see that long shadow, as soon as you see that candle, you know it's going to go up. When you're looking, when price is in the middle of the Bollinger Band, which technically it's heading towards the 20, then you would think it's going to carry on going down, and it would probably touch the 50, may even go down to 20 before it goes back up again. That's on a weekly chart. A weekly chart is generally a strong chart. I would feel comfortable placing that without a stop loss, and I would think I will get taken out with profit. And to be on the safe side, instead of going down to 50, I'd probably go here, just here. So I hope that's helpful. I'm just trying to give you my thought process, and I'm going to keep an eye on this one tomorrow to see whether it does what I'm saying. I can't put any more trades in because I've reached my maximum lot size. So I've already got a trade in that I'm waiting to come down, and I'm expecting it to turn into profit. So unless I open another demo account, which I'm not going to, I like to see each trade through. I like to see each trade finish. And because I place like minimum lot sizes, I'm prepared to wait. Something like that, you could make a lot of profit. I mean, over 100, you would be making profit all day long with that, because that's a weekly chart. It's a weekly chart. Look at it. All day long, you'd be making profit, because that's like 2 weeks. You'd be making profit. When you're trading in the middle, a little bit more risky, but I kind of feel confident with that. Just to kind of conclude this is why I generally cherry pick. And what I mean by cherry pick, I'm looking for candles like this. When I see that, I know price is going to go down. I know 250 pips. So I cherry pick. If I take a gamble, I need to be fairly certain on the, say, weekly and daily charts what's going to happen. And I generally look for price breaking through a trading, a moving average, or an approaching kind of a trend line. That's what I'm looking out for. Let's look at a 4-hour chart. Yeah, again, that there big signal is going to start coming down. So I would have felt comfortable just jumping straight in. And by the end of the day, I would have made 49 pips. I would have waited until it closed below here. So you can see there, closed below the 20. What happens? Closes below the 20, it goes for the next one. That's a nice candle of 68, 90, 95. So as a rule of thumb, closing below a moving average or a strong trend line, you should feel fairly confident it's going to go your way. What's happened in gold, and I still feel as though it's going to come down. We just missed on the 4-hour chart. We missed the change from a resistance to a support, which turned out to be a very, very strong resistance here. And then it became a support, but I still think it'll come down. So hopefully that's helpful for you. Kindly leave me comments. Let me know, was that what you're looking for? Or were you looking at something else when you meant assessing risk? So please just let me know what your thoughts are. I'm going to keep an eye on the GBP JPY tomorrow, and that one there, because it's a weekly chart, I would be trading off. I would expect to be in for a couple of days, maybe even longer, because it is a weekly chart. You know, you get your shorter trades off your 4-hour chart, your 4-hour chart. That's when you get your short trades. Of a daily chart and a weekly chart, the trades are going to be a little bit longer. So let's keep an eye on that one. Happy trading. I was very, very happy to see you had a good day yesterday. It's great having all the feedback coming through. I'm going to ask a question in the group chat just regarding posting things on the main the Code of Trade page, just to see if you've got any objections me posting your photographs and your results, just to help promote what we're doing. So enjoy your Sunday. There'll be more videos to come. I'm working on the COT report, which is the commitment of traders. I'm looking at angles how we could use that in trading to give you even more concrete feeling. But the report's behind because of the Christmas and the New Year. The last report I got was 2 weeks ago, so it's 2 weeks out of date. So I won't be able to really show you the COT report until next Sunday. Next Sunday, I'll be able to go through the COT report with you. So take care. Happy Sunday. Speak to you tomorrow. Bye for now.